Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the UK Blink Esports League Season 3 match between Team Toasty and Paul Smith Shoes. Apologies that we are joining this match on the stream at 11 minutes. Had some slight technical issues with Twitch, as a matter of fact, not enabling OBS to be able to connect. So, just going over right now the bans from the side of Paul Smith Shoes. Drow was banned out quite early, along with the Sanking and the Tinker. Just respect bans for Grey Sponge. And looks like something is going down on mid. We'll begin this conversation afterwards, and just looks like they're going to take off Disruptor. Dream Coil popped onto Raphael. Possibly going to kill him. The snap does hit. However, the infused range drops, negating the majority of the damage. And now, here we go. Disney coming in, trying to destroy that Disruptor. And that's exactly what it does. Ravage onto Disney on the Huskar. And now they're going to push through, trying to kill Raphael onto Phantom Assassin. They're committing a lot of heroes for this. And it's probably going to be a worthwhile trade. And that's exactly what it is. A good trade. 3-for-1 trade. Fantastic for Team Toasty. So just for that fight there, it was 3-4 to the side of Paul Smith Shoes. And we have a Phantom Assassin who is playing the build of the most recent patch, actually. Well, most recently found. Build a Blightstone and a Noble Venom early into the game and just harass with Stifling Dagger. And it's doing a fantastic job. So she is currently a support. And is doing a great job, like I said, against Terra Azil, Pataluka, and Wub. On the side of Team Toasty. So just going over again, as if you are now joining us on the stream. We have Grey Sponge on Puck. Pastaluka on Disruptor. Sarge on Tide Hunter. Wub on Elder Titan. And again, Terra Azrael on Morphling. And a pick up on Disruptor from Slark and Lion. This is the first time that Slark's actually left the top lane to come down. It looks like he's picked up his Shadow Blade already. And they're going in on Sarge. No Ravage, and Finger popping out. And a lovely silence by Grey Sponge. The possibility of being able to turn this fight, but no, he needs to get out. Illusionary Orb does hit. But Elder Titan is now on the run. Trying to get a Stomp off. Just be able to clear some people off. But now Stomp is on cooldown. And enemies are there. Having to pop his ult just to be able to get out of this scenario. Stomping one. Looks like he's going to try and do it now. Unless he's going to get hexed. But no, stun first. Grey Sponge blinks in and actually gets picked off straight away. That was a fantastic stun by Lion. The Lion preemptively actually tried to stun the Elder Titan. But Grey Sponge blinks directly onto it. And instantly as he came in got stunned. That was terrible. Continuing as listing off, we have Scout Disney on the Huskar for Paul Smith Shoes. Phantom Assassin Raphael. Megatron Chang on Darkseer. Kofrele Law on Darkseer. On Slark, sorry. And Ed on Lion. This game a lot closer than well, not as close as I thought actually. It was very close in these last few fights, but now that Slark has finally turned up after farming a Shadow Blade, it took quite a while. He's looks like this fight's kind of turning. Slark come up behind with the invisibility of the Shadow Blade, trying to take out Pataluka, but Pataluka having to pop his ult just to be able to survive that. And now Grey Sponge does silence Slark, just be able to get out. And now Scout Disney with the double damage rune that he picked up is trying to take Roshan, and it looks like they are going to be able to. A very early time of 15 minutes. It's most likely going to go on Scout Disney as well. It's going to be a surprise for Team Toasty. And now Puck getting leapt on, and however safely Illusionary Orbing out of that situation. Shadow Blade on cooldown, so no follow-up from the leap either. Now it looks like Team Toasty have been forced to push into their middle tier 2, even though tier 1 is still up, because Paul Smith Shoes are just hiding in the Radiant jungle. Terra Azrael pushing in from the top lane and trying to do some chip damage there. The leap does not connect actually, and now the kinetic field connecting onto only the Huskar. Sarge getting picked off here. Oh, and the life break just actually goes through the goes through the Ravage, as Ravage did not reach him in time. Elder Titan stomping down, hitting 2 of them. But one of them getting glimpsed back, so just missing the connection. Ed might actually die here. Life break onto Disruptor, and Huskar just absolutely destroys him. Earth Splitter coming through on hitting on 2, and the silence, the sleep even hitting on Huskar, actually killing him. Dire Courier dying. Didn't really have much on it, doesn't look like, but now it's like Wub might actually die unless he can get a stomp off, and he doesn't actually manage it. Great Sponge very low as well, but he is quite close to base. He looks like he wants to get very greedy. Blink in, just click W and now get the hell out. What's got out of position a little bit there. So it looks like while all of this was going on, Terror Azrael was taking a page out of Slark's book and left his team to fight while he pushed the lane. Picking up the Dragon Lance, so it looks like they do want to be able to begin pushing quite early. Wow, a double crit Phantom Assassin is very lucky. Invisibility Rune picked up by Slark. So all of his passives are now active. Well, his ultimate passive is now active without him having to pop his Shadow Blade, so it saves him that. And it looks like they're actually going to try and go on Terror Azrael. Could try and waveform out of this, but he replicates. Replicates first, and now begins to waveform. Starts teleporting. They don't actually see him. He jumped into the trees. And they have no vision over him. His replicate is going to die, but Terror Azrael does not. Chang pushing through bottom with the TP assistance of Lion. And so they free mid have seen the Huskar, and there's a possibility they might want to go on him. It is only those 3 though that did not have their slot 1 to be able to help them. Do they need him though? It's the question. Stomp does miss his target, and Ed is now playing on the high ground, playing a little bit defensively.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Middle tower does drop. And now Great Sponge, oh, dodging the leap actually with Glimpse. Fantastic job silencing and then popping the illusionary orb and continue to move. Sarge looks like he wants to set up for a huge Ravage, and he does. He hits on 3, and now they're just going to clean up. Clearing all 3. Illusionary orb hitting onto the majority of them, but that was a fantastic Ravage. And now they're going on to Huskar. Scout Disney trying to save himself, but Berserker's Blood not doing enough to save him this time, like it has previous times. So now with 4 down on the side of Paul Smith's Shoes, they were just caught out of position. It was a fantastic static storm from Pastaluka, catching 2, only 1 in the kinetic field, but looks like they can now take their final tier 1, and maybe even a tier 2 if they push quick enough.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away. It looks like Dire
No TP rotations from the team of Paul Smith's Shoes as of yet, but
Dire's bottom tower is
just running. Lion with Finger of Death off of cooldown. It looks like he can actually come back in here, but no, getting glimpsed back, and they're just going to take the tier 1 and be happy with what they get. Stomp is now off of cooldown. The crit onto Grey Sponge. The wall possibility here, if he can catch multiple, but no, the Finger of Death directly onto Grey Sponge, taking him out. Pastaluka getting stunned up and now pushed back. Terror Azrael and Sarge both teleporting out, both teleporting up to the top lane, and all very, very close. If he life broke, it's a possibility that he could have actually jumped onto him. I continued leaping to him as he teleported out. Not sure if that bug is in the game. It's a very short period of time where you could actually life break onto a target that was teleporting away and be transported with them all the way across the map. So the Roshan timer, only 5 minutes left until he is now spawned. And Team Toasty might want to try and stop the Roshan take from Team Paul Smith's Shoes, but it's going to be very difficult. They do have a lot of nice team fight, especially with the vacuum wall combo from Darkseer. So obviously just explaining the vacuum wall combo. A vacuum is an ability that is a point target, so you point it here basically, and it looks like you might actually use it. You want to primarily use it when teammates are grouped up, and then it draws up many people towards them. Was that a Dagon out from Graham? Yeah, giving Grey Sponge, giving him a little bit of a taste for his own medicine, but no. Can't really. Both the Static Storm and the Kinetic Field connecting to a majority of them, but Sarge Ravaging one, but no mana for it. It's mana gets drained by something, not a clue what. Possibly his anchor smash, but that actually drops the majority of the enemy team. Great Sponge is now very slow, had the pop illusionary orb, but now doesn't have phase shift to be able to jump out. Stomp on 3, actually almost killing Scout Disney. It's a very, very low. Caught him while he was actually armor toggling, but he is healing up from the passive regen from Berserker's Blood and Guardian Angel from the Guardian Greaves. Scout Disney looking to catch out Elder Titan, but the Stomp hitting on 2, just keeping them there for a few more seconds so the tower doesn't get destroyed instantly. But it doesn't look like they can actually do much here. Without their big teamfight heroes, what are they? Oh, and hitting on Scout Disney actually, he's very low. Well, around about half HP, but that is quite low for Oscar. And catching him in the static, kinetic field. And just life breaking directly onto Disruptor. Actually having to waste the Ravage, just be able to try and kill Scout Disney. They do manage it, but now looks like Slark's coming in to try and pick up anything that he can get. Wub does drop, and now he's CPing out. Oh, the Dream Coil, blind, having to pop it, and thinking that they can actually get the kill. And with Terror's Real coming in with the waveform, they do actually manage to do it. Edge running away, realizing there's not much he can do. His Finger of Death did just come back off cooldown, so even if he did come in, Finger of Death wouldn't really have done much. So not very long left on Roshan now. A short period of time until it respawns. It looks like Greyspawn just found his target. Well, it looked like that, but now it looks like he's just going to try and farm up mid, get his level 2 Dagon, and enable him to deal a lot more damage, especially to Chang. So, Chang's Ion Shell hits enemies that are around him for a certain amount of damage per second. While max is 90 and actually blocks some damage as well. Only a short amount. I believe it does anyway. Huh, maybe it doesn't. Oh no, sorry, that's Abaddon Shield I'm talking about. My bad. So yeah, so it doesn't actually block any form of damage, however it does, it looks cool. And deals a lot of damage to enemy. But it does not block, does not give armor. However, putting a shield around someone probably should give armor. Law. Fix the law. Elder Titan does spot the ward that is just about to time out, but this is now going to give him the chance of noticing that they are there. Grey Sponge and Slark just stopping directly next to each other, and Grey Sponge is punished for staying there. Pastor Luca being jumped on, and the burn damage from Huskar does end up killing him. Flying all the way back to him now. Double damage is picked up. Roshan is not active yet. It's a very short period of time until it is now, though. Around about a minute and a half. Sarge currently just farming up the stacked ancients and popping that anchor smash just to reduce the damage of these targets. Have a Slark. Pick up a 10-second BKB now, and does get scouted out by the tower, so there's a possibility that they now know, if they were quick enough, that he does have that BKB. So just be careful on when popping abilities on him. So might have to blink in, Ravage, and do that in locations that doesn't enable him to be able to get it off. And it looks like this is a push that they're going to try and take.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Hitting 2 of them, and it's a very loose glimpse. There wasn't anyone there, and force a DP out, Sarge. It does come up. Now Grey Sponge coming in, silencing on 2, and then Dagon just fully blinks out. Dealing quite a lot of damage to Scout Disney, but the lifesteal that he does have with the Helmet of Dominator is doing great work. The crit on Wub. Actually, possibly killing him, and the Ravage coming out, hitting on 4! It's a fantastic job! The Elder Titan out into the Thunderstrike. Looks like the wall coming out isn't really going to do much. Smoking up, just trying to negate some of the damage, but Greyspawn just a run as well. He's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Does manage to pop his Dagon to kill the Slark. But now he's going to try and push through and take out at least Phantom Assassin. It does have Illusionary Orb, so he can jolt towards it. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Blink on cooldown, just a couple more seconds until he can go on him. And oh, the Phantom Strike is now actually on cooldown, so they're just going to take her out and enable Terror Azul, who wasn't in that entire fight, to just try and take out Elena Rex. And it looks like they're actually going to succeed in doing it. Not managing to actually hit Megatron, but Terror Azul is now got a TP out, most likely getting stunned, but the stun was actually directed onto him, so the Lincoln Sphere did pop. So with Earth Spike, there are two ways of casting it. You can cast it either on the ground or on an enemy target. If you cast it on an enemy target, then it will actually count as a point target ability and pop Lincoln Sphere. However, if you pop it on the floor in front of them, as it's not actually directly aimed at them, it will not pop Lincoln Sphere. So a little bit of a misclick there, as it did actually cost them the kill of Terror Azul. Elder Titan pulling back now after popping his Elder form. Sleeping up the Husker. So Roshan is now up, and the team of Paul Smith Shoes are going to ping it out. It looks like Husker's going to go for it. However, it isn't. Is it scouted? It could have been scouted, depending on what side it actually came from the ward. Not too sure if the Radiant know what's going on. Elder Titan seems to think there's something going on. Got to chuck his Astral Spirit into the Rush Pit and scout out that, yep, there is people in there. Stomping onto Scout Disney, and this could be the setup that they need. However, they noticed that there is a couple more people around, as the Astral Spirit did actually hit an invisible unit, that being the Slark. The bashes from Roshan are being pretty brutal, to be honest with you. Actually, almost getting Scout Disney. Here we go. Grace Sponge coming in. Not able to jolt, but popping. Wow, popping a Dream Coil actually hits Scout Disney as he moves out of it, and now the Ravage on 4. It's fantastic Ravage, and taking out Scout Disney, their main target. BKB does come out onto Slark, and they killed the Phantom Assassin. So now only Slark remains, other than the Lion, who's looping around, trying to kill Buster Luca. Is he going to be able to pop anything onto him? But no. They aren't actually too sure that Lion's there, but it's a fantastic job of taking out the 4 that they did. So it's a 4-for-2 trade. It was 2 supports for the majority of their team. And now looks like Terror Azul and Sarge are going to, along with Grace Sponge, are going to take this Roshan for themselves, thanking Husker for doing the majority of damage. And so after this, we've got to ask ourselves some questions, like, where were they going to go?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So it looks like they are going to get the tier 2 on bot, while the enemy Husker and Slark are dead. And Terror Azul here as well, with Replica popped. Can do a lot of damage to the towers. And it's pretty safe as well, so we can get out. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to get out to a distance and just then continue farming up in the jungle. So I believe the next item for Terror Azul is actually boost travel. Already has the brown boots and possibly degraded them from something else earlier, but after Lincoln Sphere and Ethereal Blade, if you're doing the combo correctly, then there's not much else other than boost travel to enable you to be in fights and save you gold and teleport scrolls that you really need. So the combo, if you did not know, is Ethereal Blade and then popping obviously any form of magical damage ability, such as Dacha Strike. So, oh, here we go. Going in on mid, trying to kill the Slug. So yeah, Ethereal Blade pops a projectile onto an enemy that deals damage. And also turns them into an ethereal unit. Ethereal units cannot be attacked by physical... cannot be dealt damage by physical attacks, and they are actually immune to right click, so like just auto attacks, as they can't be targeted. However, their damage is then boosted from any form of magical damage that they take. So that is one of the downfalls of buying a Ghost Scepter. If you are a support or any other hero that would pick up a Ghost Scepter. So it does look like Phantom Assassin is going to go for a BKB.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
But right now, let's focus on Team Toasty as they are focusing down the mid tower, just trying to take it out. popping fortification, but are they gonna accept this trade? They have to trade this, then possibly TP directly back to bot lane as Lion and Slark are pushing through. But it's like all 5 of them are here and they're committing. They're going in on the Phantom Assassin. She's really out of position. Her entire team are back in their base, but she was just out. So it looks like they are actually going to trade tier 1 for tier 1, but can the team of Team Toasty actually pick up more from this? Lion TPing back as well as they realise it's a massive vac hole combo, but the Ravage kind of turns it around a little bit. Killing off 2 and sadly allowing Disruptor to get away, but it's not a primary. It's not a major problem. There's a primary 2 targets, the Phantom Assassin and the PA. Phantom Assassin and the Husker. Phantom Assassin PA, the same person. Do you manage to go down? So what you saw there, if you're wondering, oh, just a quick jump on Grey Sponge, and Grey Sponge managing to actually pop out and survive there. Just that you're going to try and take out this final Rax, and they managed to do it. And another amazing vac hitting on 3, possibly killing the Grey Sponge, but no, the sleep was fantastic, killing the 2 primary damage dealing heroes. Grey Sponge just coming in, overstaying his welcome, but does pop the that was a very poorly timed, very poorly timed stun by the Lion. So wasted, and now both of them slept. Dream Coil was an easy pickup on both of them. Looks like they're going to try and kill Chang, and they do end up doing it. However, Morphling does drop, but Elder Titan gets a kill onto Terror Chang. Wob almost dying. That projectile is still flying in the air, but I don't think it's actually going to deal enough damage to be able to kill him, as he is regening off in the base. So if you were confused about what happened here when Slug was slept, he has the ability called Dark Pact. He sacrifices some of his damage and pops multiple 10 pulses, sorry, that every single one of them purge all debuffs. Well, a strong majority of debuffs and stuns and stuff. So if he is stunned, if he pops that and then he is stunned after it is then activated, because it has a short charge up time, he is then unstunned. So as you saw, he was slept, popped it on himself, and then he was unslept.
Double damage.
Start with a double damage rune and invisible. Looks like he's going to try and kill Grey Sponge here, and just with a couple of swift strikes, he should be able to. Trying to pick him off, and now Grey Sponge needs to react very quickly to be able to do this. Illusionary Orb does manage to get himself out. It's very difficult to kill Grey Sponge without some form of full lockdown. So a very lucky bash is a possibility, or even an Abyssal Blade. And it looks like that's what that Skull Bash is going to be built into. So a Skull Basher is a cheaper version, some would say, of Monkey King Bar. Monkey King Bar also an item which allows bashing, which is a mini stun on targets to deal with additional damage. However, the Monkey King Bar is a lot more expensive than the Skull Basher, and does, however, give an additional boost. It gives True Strike, which enables you to attack any enemy no matter what. So if you are a range hero and you pick it up, then you cannot miss uphill. If you are playing against a Phantom Assassin, her blur does nothing, because you can still attack her, because it avoids evasion, basically. So there is no way of dodging attack, other than obviously like the normal ways, like projectiles, like dodging projectiles and stuff like that. But yes, the Skull Basher then can also be built into Abyssal Blade. And Abyssal Blade, one of the most expensive items into the game. However, it does give the user a through BKB, so spell piercing stun. So that's why it's very expensive. And Tired Hunter now, Sarge, picking up a Refresher Orb. So Refresher Orb enabling him to pop all of his abilities twice after, so pops his abilities and then Refreshing to be able to pop them again. And now Scout Disney coming in with the BKB and a lovely combo again, but Sarge double ravaging, catching all 5 enemy heroes and pushing through. Raphael drops, Huskar drops, Darkseer drops, and finally is just the Slark. This is most likely going to be the GG push for Team Toasty. They're going to take out the middle lane of Rax, and then Are they going to go from Super Ultra Mega Creeps, or are they just going to push for tier 4s while the entire enemy cores are dead? Do they have buyback? A couple of them... No one who is currently dead has buyback, so this is the push where they could win. And GG's called. Raphael calls GG at 46 minutes of the game, and Team Toasty win your first game in this series. That's a fantastic double ravage by Team Toasty. Sarge. Just walking into the enemies, and they didn't really realise, as he had literally just got it, that he had the double ravage. They couldn't really play around it. So a little bit of miscommunication and lack of awareness from Team Paul Smith Shoes, but nevertheless, early game it did seem like they had the advantage, especially with the PA. The PA support did a fantastic job. Okay then guys, we'll be ending the stream quickly, and then once the second game is underway, we'll resume. So we'll be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in for this first game. We'll be back for the second game in just a short while.